Honest Sarcastic and Bobby Sapphire with the Hyperloops. Here I have our resident 7-0 Day1A Swiss man of the hour.
7 wins, tough to accomplish.
It is.
only a troll fool can do that.
So, for any of you that did not know, it was a 6-round event, and apparently Mr. Mike Gem also had a bye, and no one told him until after he 6-0.
After round 6.
So
Sam, the European continental finalist, second place guy, he's like, hey, who'd you tell about your bye? Like, how do you report it? I was like, I don't have a bye. Get out of here. And he showed me the info pages for both the European and the American National Championship, and then I wanted to cry. I think I did cry a little.
There was a little bit more than crying involved. Tell us about that.
I was very shook. I did go up to the head of OP and Jeremy, and I didn't know how to complain. I was like, I want to file a complaint, but I didn't know what I was complaining about. I think now I know that I'm complaining that it's my responsibility to know that. I feel like, look, it was my responsibility to know that, but I feel like they could have known that too and just like had it entered in the system. Anyway, I went over and cried to them, and they gave me a prize ticket for my free win.
7-0.
7-0. So day one. Mm-hmm. Did you watch much? You were in the pod room for most of the day.
We watched round 1. So we watched the really close call with our buddy Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A tower strike requires a character.
Character dice only.
Melee.
Know what the cards do. If you've never seen a card played, read it. Played against, both Reflex and I played against Mother Aura yesterday. And that was running Battle Rage and Subdue. And those are just not cards you see very often. So reading Subdue, a couple times. Like, I think if you watch the video, I checked the graveyard like 5 or 6 times. Not needlessly, but just I wanted to reread Subdue. I wanted to reread Battle Rage, just because it's important to know what the cards do exactly if you're unfamiliar with them. And even Reflex was like, wow, I didn't know Atara Strike was character dice only. So you just never know. And from what I heard, there was a lot of sloppy play on stream. I haven't seen any, but yeah, I mean, it happens. And obviously, the guy tried to do it to me, and it cost him big. I mean, I had no business winning that game.
So I didn't watch any of it. I just read some comments, and the breakdown was gentleman didn't pay for his chance cube round 1. In theory, there was like no differential there because he goes into the next round with that resource, but he goes in with 4. So he gets the 3 steps ahead, roll out 1,000, and then use the 3 on Z6. So one of the 2 cards wouldn't have been capable, or the card of the die would have been capable of being used, or he just may not have chained it like that. So like it's a relatively large dilemma that comes up at times, and I think someone easy picked with just a live Yoda. So it's just, I don't know, pay attention, read the cards, double check everything if you can, unless you're like running out on time and you're way behind.
But if that's the case, you can ask a judge to check in, or I don't know. It's tough because you want Worlds to you expect Worlds to be this high level event, but when it's an open lottery, like anyone can play, and that's great. It should be inclusive, if that's what FFG wants. So unfortunately, it just puts the onus on more competitive players to not get screwed over by people who don't necessarily know what they're doing, or like aren't as familiar, or aren't as competitive, or don't have every card memorized. So just something to keep in mind over the next couple days.
Yeah, so like in general, if you guys are wondering, Subdue is a 1-cost yellow event that states you can remove a character upgrade dice of a pretty much an opponent's character that has 3 or more damage. So their character or their upgrade dice, but not anything. So that matters. And then what was the other card you said he played?
Battle Rage.
So if a character has 6 or more damage on it, exactly spot a character with 6 or more damage, and then you can resolve, I think it's one of their dice to get +2 damage to it.
One of their character dice.
One of their character dice, yeah.
+2. So with Aura, if she's showing a 2, you can turn it into a 5. So it's like a yellow Ataro Strike.
Yeah, and it costs more. It's probably better than Ataro Strike because they're attacking more usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, half dead Aura into this crazy thing to like burst your dude out would be pretty savage, and I'm kind of shook.
All right, let's talk meta. The Chance Cube posted, I don't even know if you know this, the Chance Cube posted like all the top 16 decks in the last round that were playing on tables 1 through 8. One of them was Padawan Yoda Wookiee. Nice.
It was Grandpa Jake.
Oh, was it?
I think it was Grandpa Jake. He was playing PPU.
I think he's one of the few guys I didn't get to meet yesterday. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pew Pew at the top tables, and he made D2.
Yeah.
Nice. But there was like a decent amount of Hondo, decent amount of Sabine, a couple Boba 7s.
I can go grab it. I have it on my phone.
No, it's all good. Let's just shoot the shit. People can look at the Chance Cube Twitter. I mean, if you're not following the Chance Cube this weekend and you want to know what's going on at Worlds, you're probably doing it wrong because they're the only person really covering it outside of FFG, whose coverage is spotty at best. What do you think for today? Like, how do you think people will respond to the 2 6-0 decks being Sabines? Will they play Sabine? Will they play Boba 7th?
I think there'll probably be a solid shift to Sabine. The Hondo 7s, Hondo Yoda. There was a lot of them, and a few of them were at the top table still near the end, but they seem to be like pretty much the better players. So there was Paul.
Yeah, Paul was up there
From Airwood Gaming.
5-1.
Yep. J Mag played Bala Towson Trooper. I'm gonna call it the J Mag Special, and he went 5-1.
Blood feud. Not very happy with John Magnuson right now.
Yes.
Fucking bastard.
Talk about it.
He was trying to sell acrylics at Worlds. I was like, dude, I'll take some acrylics. I like always have used cardboard, but I do use the acrylic damage tokens from regionals. So it's like, all right, for Worlds, I'll step up. I'll get all acrylics. And I told him I need them for Thursday. He's playing Thursday. I'm like, perfect. Just bring him that day. I'll buy him right before the event. Like, I'll pay whatever you want. And then I went over to get him, and he was like, nah, I didn't bring those. Why would I do that? Oh, you wanted those? My bad.
You evil bastard.
Well, that's how it looked in my head. But I think he was probably like really friendly and nice. He's like, oh, but I live 2 minutes away. I'll go get them. But in my head, he was saying like, oh, do you want me to go get those for you? So I got really mad and took it out on my opponents. Hopefully he brings them today.
All 6 of them.
Or I will have to use these things, which I don't know if you've seen these.
The Droideka?
They're huge.
I don't even know what the hell that looks like.
A Droideka? It's the bubble shield.
Okay.
It's like so you can put damage on the bubble shield. You get 9, which is pretty dope. Sorry, 4 wide players. And then like here is how it would look on a card. Like that's the size of it. So it's big. And this Kanan is also very dope spot gloss. That
I like the
is
other
cool.
side so much better.
And then like you can just put
the
it
other
on
side
this
is fantastic.
It's really cool that they did this because like you could just play it on this side since most people know what the cards do.
Yeah.
Or you just put it in a clear sleeve or not. A lot of people don't put spot gloss cards in sleeves. So yeah, it's pretty chill. The gold embossed stamp that says 18 is also hella chill. Yeah, but you get 9 of these.
Oh, they give you 9?
Yeah, that's sick.
So yeah, it'll be really interesting. There was a lot of blue, like mono blue decks, but they didn't fare too well. From what I'm told, like Ayla Ray or Stairs, as we prefer to call it, is a relatively solid deck, but it's kind of outdated, is how I'd say it. So like regional season ended end of March, so we had a solid month and some change, where we pretty much there's no info going around. So like people on Discord, to see the meta shift and evolve. There are people playing back, a month in the meta, and there were very few Yoda Recon Mill, and we actually found that deck to be super duper strong. It just had issues with Sabine, and like that deck was beating everything: Stairs, Boba 7s, like the auto win versus vehicles. So that's where the whole like Sabine flow like kind of came from. It was like, well, the stuff in the meta that Sabine was afraid of was Boba 7th and Bro TK. And both of those decks aren't completely gone, but for the most part, they disappeared when Maul Saber got hit, because Maul Saber got hit and there were no regionals. So like if Maul Saber got hit, and then we had like 3 more regionals with the new rules, and Boba 7 still top cuts and wins, you're gonna see the deck still. But there weren't. So now there's a bunch of fear. You got like the deck being scaled back a bit. It just doesn't feel as good, and you already had some matchups that weren't that great, so it doesn't get played. Stairs just feels better when you're like, oh, look, cool, I Shoto killed you with my Ray and you couldn't get me. But it's one of those things that just kind of like, you have to stay with the meta. You have to constantly evolve. For the sake of not blowing up people's tech from their decks, the least I can say is that there was some pretty amazing tech going around in a lot of the 5-1 decks. And when you guys start to see it, when we talk about this later post Worlds, it's gonna be like, wow, like these dudes like put in massive effort, to find and make these cards, make the current decks have enough spice to change up a bunch of matchups and kind of just like, oh, here's a trick shot, boom, got you, you're dead. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening today. When you guys find out what I'm playing, I'm also playing some pretty heavy spice. I'm playing Elite Yoda. It's like, okay, yeah, he's gonna play leader. Elite Ezra and the Rookie Pilot. Yeah, vehicles, baby.
Yeah, the deck's good. If I had more than like 3 reps with it, I might have repped it. I have no regrets, obviously, after today. But I I didn't have the reps, and it's a complicated deck that Joe, like, it suits Joe's play style. It plays the way he likes to play. And I just, I would prefer to play with a deck that I was more familiar with. Speaking back to Joe's mill points, I was on mill for a really long time, and I'll probably write next week. My next week article will be about why I didn't play it. And a lot of it has to do with the tournament structure only, because I was only afraid of Sabine and
time.
And I can't, time's undefeated, catches up with everyone, so I couldn't do it. So ran Sabine. Reflex had been crushing me with Sabine. So I was like, maybe if I play it half as well as he does, I can try and make day 2, and it just worked out. I just got lucky. I got good matchups. I didn't face Yoda Hondo once though, which is like shocking to me because there was a lot of it.
What were your 6 matchups? We know the first one was Qui-Gon Yoda.
Then Stairs.
Yep.
Then FN 7th Sister. Nice. I was like, oh man, if that was Mother, I'd feel good. But that I mean, say what you will, that it's not like a super meta deck. FN's still scary. Rocket launchers are scary. Then I played Mother Aura.
Yeah.
Then I played a Sabine Mirror. And then I played Obi-Maz. Oh, there was a bunch of Obi-Maz. There's a little bit more Obi-Maz. I would have expected like 1 Obi-Maz in the room, and there were probably like 5 or 6, and good players played like the guy played in the final round, so he went 5-1. Ian Lindbergh played it. He went 4-2. So there's some Obi-Maz there. But yeah, those were my 6 matches, 6 different decks, which was cool. And just speaks to the diverse meta. But if someone had said like $500 you don't play a single Yoda Hondo, I wouldn't take that for all. Like, I don't know if there's a number I would like offer that up at.
So I'm going in this today with a buy that I was known about, and I actually stopped at the first captain. I'm like, hey, who do I talk to make sure like the buy happens? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, God damn it.
Talk to Mike Gem. He'll tell you what to do.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck you.
But so I don't even know what I was saying.
I'm so tired. It's not even 7 a.m.
It isn't. We talked about there's Obi-Maz and
Obi-Maz, and something about the buy.
Oh, going in today, yeah. So
literally going.
The hope is to end at minimum 5-1. 4-2 is terrible, and this doesn't mean to take away from anybody. The reason it's terrible is this. So anyone who hasn't followed tournament structure, it's 6 rounds for day 1. If you 4-2 or better, you're automatically going to day 2. Now, day 2 is going to have a top 16. So the original speculation that we ran numbers on was there would be about 150 people per day. So we'd be looking like 450 people. There was probably like 90 max day 1A. So we'll kind of see if this takes a tick up for Friday, Saturday. But the after day 1, your strength of schedule gets reset. So you go into day 2, and your record does not get reset. And this is the part that a lot of people miss. So let's say I 4-2. I go into day 2, and I wrote this in one of the articles. My opponent's most likely going to be 4-2. So let's say I win, because you're not going to get in as at X3. So I win my 3 rounds. So day 2, round 1, I'm playing a 4-2. He's now 4-3. The next round, I'm playing a 5-2. He's now 5-3. Next round, 6-2. That guy is now 6-3. So at best case scenario, the expectation is that each of my 3 opponents will be 6-3. So the strength of schedule is going to be based off of that, and that's not very good. Because if you go in at 5-1 and you beat each of those people, then they have pretty much an extra loss of breathing room for your strength of schedule. And if you go in at 6-0, you're just like, if you end up 6-2, you have pretty good odds because that first person was undefeated, and then they have to lose 2 of them to be the best case of the 4-2 loser. So you're in a much better spot strength of schedule wise, and the expectation is that there's probably going to be 5 to 8 people, I think, that missed day 2, or maybe it was like 5. I forget what we did for the math, but it was something like either 5 to 8 make it in and everyone else fails, or 5 to 8 miss it. I think it was the 5 to 8 miss it, but so I'm kind of rambling. It's just
5
that
to 8 what?
5 to 8 6 and 2s like miss. I mean,
Okay.
7 and 2s.
We'll miss.
Yeah, we'll miss. So like that's real brutal, because you're going to rely on the strength of schedule day 2. So like the reset's pretty good from that standpoint. You don't get anyone that 0-5 day 1, and you don't get any of the additional benefit from people that snuck in as like 4 and 2 or whatever, because the extra wins there will help boost your strength schedule.
Yeah,
so,
I
like,
mean, go ahead. Finish.
no, so like that's pretty cool. I think in the future they may have to add like the additional round or something, to make it a bit easier. Like it's just that X and 2 not making it is perfectly fine, but on a 3-round strength of schedules, that's a whole different ball game. Like over the course of 7 rounds, it's like, okay, well you should have went to like 4-0 before you started losing, so your strength of schedule is solid. You could have went 4-0 then 4-2, and now your strength of schedule is going to be putrid going into the rest of the event, which would make sense in a 9-round event, but like it's tough. It's always going to be tough. We'll find out kind of what happens. Let's go from there. But I'm proud of my buddy here. He did a great job. 7-0.
Undefeatable.
And we'll pretty much see what happens. Anything else you can think of? Because
I had a thought to make about about that rambling tournament structure thing you did, but I don't know. I think I lost it. I just think I think as long as X and 1s aren't getting cut from
X
the
and
top,
1s
are
will not
fine.
get cut.
Right, but I mean like structurally, as long as FFG's continuing not to cut X and 1s, and then like the prizes do go, like the mat is for the top 32,
Yeah.
and the reason for that I think is because they know. Well, I mean, I'd
You're
like
gonna
to think
get
this
shaded, yeah.
that like some 7 and 2s won't make it, so like let's just make sure the top 32 get those mats, and like
Yeah.
some 6 and 3s will get lucky and get some, and but the 7 and 2s will go home with like a dope mall. The mall mat is insane. Like the Darksaber mat is, come on, like it's Sabine holding the Darksaber, but the mall mat has Kanan's mask on it. It's fucking crazy. It's so good.
Yeah. I don't know. There was also some thought like maybe a top 32, but I understand like that adds like an hour and a half.
God.
Yeah, it'd be a little brutal.
It's like 6-0 still isn't even halfway to winning, so like
Yeah.
I can't even imagine another round, another layer. At that point, just like instead of cutting to 100, just cut to top 64 or something. I don't know, because there's gonna be like 100.
Yeah, but you're looking at best of 3s, so it's not the simple.
Yeah, that's right.
So like that's why I'm saying like top 32, like you give the entire, you give everyone a fair shot at that point, who may or may not have deserved it. So we'll see what happens. Keep you posted. Hopefully, I don't scrub out of the event and cry inside. Deck's been doing pretty good.
Oh, what do you think people should play, based on the meta today? You said people will. You think more people? You think there'll be an uptick in Sabine?
I think there'll be an uptick in Sabine because people see that Sabine worked, so they'll make the adjustments. People that are in the know are going to try to find a Sabine list, and it's going to be kind of tough. Like, there were adjustments made to some of the older decks, and I'm not going to say them because Loopers have them. We love you guys.
Tournament prep.
Yep. So, like, there were pretty much just some adjustments made to make the deck work, some explanations, blah, blah, blah. Loopers, if you guys have... If you see this and you want to take the YOLO HS deck list, feel free to, but it's really not easy to play.
There's still 6 hours till we start the event or something like that.
Yeah. So
the other thing is, okay, so here's something interesting about the structure of the tournament. We know that there are like 4 or so Sabine decks in the top already, and that people will play more.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna win the event, don't you play something that rocks Sabine? Like, if you're like comfortable with that and take that.
Yeah. So like, re-engineering Bobo 7th, or if you know people in the know, you could definitely take that. So like Pro Yeti's on Bobo 7th, which could end up being like straight up phenomenal, because he has like the tech he has is real solid there.
Yeah.
To say the least. But
I'm not gonna coerce you into telling anyone what it is.
Yeah. Don't worry. You won't be able to. I'm unfazed. But so yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool tech to I don't know. Like I want to talk about some of the tech, but like I don't even know how you do this shit without blowing stuff up because it's just so out there that like anybody would see this would just like throw their hands up like who runs this? But that's all I got.
Okay.
Anything for you?
No, I just I think if I would go in, I would think about the way day 2 is going to shape out, and like think that some decks that auto crush Sabine are interesting, and I think that like if you think people are going to take those decks, then playing Stairs is a really good call. You just have to make that decision that people like that Sabines will get pushed out over the next 2 days, and Stairs can rise to the top if it's against all the decks that Sabine does well against. Plus, it's good against Yoda Hondo. I think that's really interesting, and then you only have to dodge the 4 or so Sabine players, and you know obviously a couple will trickle in who got non-meta matchups all day. That could put you in a really good position.
Vehicles is also an option because there wasn't much mill at all, and with Sabine seeing that uptick, every mill player has to be like abort mission,
Right.
and be making like adjustments to whatever other deck that they have. So vehicles taking a play today is a pretty good option. So we'll see if my play works out or if I end up the scrub of the day. Team scrub. Let's go.
Come play X-Wing with me, baby. FFG's top game. They love it.
Yeah.
All the news is X-Wing related.
Yeah, hyperspace report. Oh, yeah. Oh, Bobo would love it. And the rest of us would be like, why did we fucking pay for this?
Honestly, I ignored it. No distractions. But whatever. X-Wing. I do like X-Wing. I'm playing today. Crit.
Yeah.
Hiticals and criticals. Okay. Good luck to Joe. Good luck to Nick. Good luck to all you hyperloopers out there. And Bounce. Is Bounce playing today?
No, Bounce playing Saturday.
I can't imagine playing Saturday.
And,
I guess we'll do it again tomorrow.
If you're a looper and you see us, come get the little looper.
Come get the looper badge, the ribbon.
Oh, I got robbed, by the way. So down here under my name, there's supposed to be writing. So Blake, our good buddy, actually Blake's is right here.
Oh.
The shit talks about the national champion from Australia. I got nothing. NA champ, they're like, fuck you. You don't even get a buy. Even though
Joe did give the Looper exclusive badge ribbon to a bunch of non-loopers, so I guess that's the trade-off.
Locals, man. They made me who I am. What do you want from me? It'd be like you giving loopers to whoever else you tagged in that photo this morning.
Those are those are my brothers, man. All right.
Yeah. These guys drive me to Nova. What do you want from me? Love you, Tommy. Tom Malucci.
Give him override tokens.
No.
That's all right. Well, I would say like that's more about the team, and the tokens are just like whatever. Anyway, now we're just having a quiet conversation over coffee. So good luck to everyone. Hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow morning.
Deuces.
Loops out.